son is making me very nervous taking those pictures. Go sit down. Thank you. My 15th anniversary. And this is not something that I made up. 15th wedding anniversary in Chennai at a restaurant. We both were together. And no man should ask his wife this question. No man should ask. But I'm a crazy guy. I do things outside the box. For example, you saw Prince and Princey. The presentation was so fluid, and that professor, no, I don't even have a presentation behind. The only presentation is me. Oh my, okay. You know, picture speak 1,000 words. I tried doing that in my exam, it didn't work. So, 15th year anniversary. We're seated together in a restaurant. And Vasant is saying, what is he going to say? I asked my wife, if you were given an opportunity again, will you marry me? Have you ever thought about that, guys? Of asking your wife that question? If you're not sure, don't ask that question. So I asked that question that I don't know what came into my mind, but I asked. Without batting an eyelid, you know what she said? What do you think she said? She said, I made that mistake once. I would not make that mistake a second time. So that sealed the deal that night. What have I done? And you know, I love carrying yellow notepads. Wherever I go, I take these notepads because all through my life during school and everything, I loved writing bits and taking it into my exam hall. So this, even now, before I came, I had to make some notes. So I said, why? And she wrote 15 reasons why she wouldn't marry me again. It was funny now, but those 15 hit me hard. She said, it's all about yourself. It's about you, and yourself. And I'm tired of this. You need to look beyond. You need to look beyond your life. And the way you're living your life is not right. A year later, I changed my perspective. 14 years ago, when the journey began, steps home began. For 15 years, I lived life on my terms. The next 15 years, I lived life on the Lord's terms. This time afternoon, you're here. You're asking, hey, I don't have that kind of a thing. That's fine. But God uses different things at different times to different people. Growing up in my youthful days, all I heard was a loving parent, one parent saying, I'll make it in life. And that was my father, who always said, son, you'll make it. And a mother who said, you'll never make it in life. Honestly, she would always say, you would never make it in life. And when you keep hearing that over and over again, I'm 50. I still believe that. And for some of you who are seated young people here, it does irreversible damage to you. I mean, I joke and I make a lot of things, but it has a huge impact. I failed in my 10th standard. That's why my children said, Dad, we'll never let you down. My son, my daughter and son was ADD and dyslexia. And I think, how much did he make it in 10th standard? He made 97%. And that could be only the Lord's doing. He said, I'll never let you down. And so, young people, our life is over. We did this, Tara and I did this about 23 years ago. And this journey continues. What are the presuppositions of either adoption or foster care? It's a mindset. It's all in your mind. And this today, I'm just going to leave a seed in your mind. First, what are the presuppositions of why you don't, what stops a typical Indian couple from not wanting to adopt? And this has been years of kind of speaking with people, helping. The first one, as Prince and Princey said, it's your family. Your family can be in the way of not wanting you to adopt. And there is a member in the family, I can't tell you who that person is, but that person can play God, and that's called mother-in-law, who can really make life miserable, who can go this way or that way, from making sure, telling the son, எதுக்கும் ஒத்துக்கடா, ஆனால் இதுக்கு மாத்திரம் ஒத்துக்காத. Do you agree with that? Where is Prince and Princey? I need you, and I need you. You guys are not here. Watch out for those mother-in-laws. More than asking your husband, check out with your mother-in-law before. I do that with our young people in our church. So much so, the mothers are calling me and saying, what have you told our children? Every proposal that's come is not working through because they're thinking something is wrong with my daughter. So what is the first presupposition of not wanting to adopt? The extended family. Second, what is the next? What do you think the next one is? Caste. We are what? Velalar. We are Nadar. We are what? So sometimes people in my church come and ask me, what are you? I said, I'm a golden retriever. Seriously. I am a golden retriever. Where did you come up with this? When you tell, the blood is all the same. I could bring it down to 3 levels. German Shepherd, golden retriever, and God's chosen one. That's it. So caste plays a major factor, de facto, in wanting to adopt. Ayyo, enna kotram. Your kotram is nothing. Your kotram is nothing, but that plays a huge role. Third is color. Ayya karuppa irparu. Ana baby matram vellaya irukanum. Women of Earth, you should give me a big hand, man. I'm advocating that. Are women of Earth people here? Did we lose them? Color is a huge factor in choosing. And where did we get that from? Can I tell you something? God will make a custom-made family with whoever He puts you in touch with. இன்னைக்கு பிரதர் ஜான் ஹேகி பேசின அவர் பேர் கூட மறந்து போச்சு. How is his baby looking? கருப்பாக இருந்தாலும் யார் மாதிரி இருக்கிறாங்க? அவர் மாதிரியே தானே இருக்கிறாரு. That's what happens. Nobody will tell my daughter that she's not mine. We don't even think that she's adopted. Fourth reason, I remember going to a family doctor here 23 years ago and asking him, Uncle, Tara and I are thinking of adopting. What do you think? Very close. ஒரே வார்த்தை சொல்லிட்டாரு, நீ என்ன பைத்தியக்காரன் தான். இப்படிதான், நீ என்ன, are you a mad fellow? உனக்கு என்ன ஜெனட்டிக் டிஸ்போசிஷன் தெரியாது, எங்கேருந்து இந்த பேபி வர்றதுன்னு தெரியாது, ஒன்றுமே தெரியாது. நீ எடுத்துகிட்டு என்ன பண்ண போகிறேன்னு. When somebody like that whom you look up to tells that kind of a thing, you're really like shaken. Man, what is he saying? 23 years later, that same man sends his counseling people to Tara and me saying, அவனை போய் பாரு, உனக்கு பிள்ளைங்க இல்லைன்னா அவருக்கு உனக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவாருன்னு. That's a huge paradigm shift that happens. Well, what else do I have? Foster care. So Tara and I adopted 2 children 23 years ago. That was the best thing that happened. Our lives changed. Wow. This picture was taken in December. And October, not that our lives were any less busy, I told Tara, can you come here? Come here. I thought if you went away, come. So, October this year, Tara and I said, you know what? It'll be nice if we take some of our children under foster care. For Tara, children are anytime, sure. So we applied in October. Guess when we got our foster care children to us? In 2.5 months. This afternoon, I want to tell you, foster care is very simple. Foster care is very easy. Adoption and foster care are not twins. They're first cousins. Okay, are you getting the drift? They're a little different. I asked JC to put some notes for me. Do you have that? அது கொஞ்சம் வாசிக்கிறீங்களா? அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துலாம் வாசிங்க. என்ன சொல்லுங்கள் எல்லாரும், என்ன பின்னாடி போட்டிருக்குன்னு வாசிங்க பார்க்கலாம்.
have dyslexia.
Foster care is a system in which children in need of care and protection are placed in temporary guardianship or custody of a caretaker duly approved and certified by the state. Such guardian is referred to as the foster parent and is responsible for the day-to-day care of the child. Foster care is a temporary solution until the time the child is united with its natural parents or given in adoption, which is a permanent placement.
Thank you.
Got it? Foster care is, in our country, it's not necessarily temporary. In the West, it's temporary. Here, when they give you a child under foster care, and the foster care age is between 5 to 18, which is done under the Juvenile Justice Act. And the way you do it is, whichever area you are in, you go to the Child Welfare Committee in that area as a couple and say, we would like to apply for a foster care. We want the rights to become parents. And so what they do is, there is a PO called a probation officer in the CWC office. He will immediately find out where you live, come to your home, do a very simple case study, go back, and then you make the case study is over about whatever your home is. For example, what are they looking for? Whether you have the infrastructure, whether you have the income to augment what you're doing. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, the government gives you 2,000 rupees a month to take care of a child. But I don't think you would want that. And so the huge difference between adoption and foster care is, adoption is permanent. That is, when a custody is passed, it's done. It's very difficult to revoke that unless something very extreme happens, there is severe abuse or something, then the court calls for it. Otherwise, you're set. But foster care is a little more fluid, where the child is placed with you, they will see how the child is doing, and the CWC staff will come once in 3 months or even every month and see how they are coping. If it continues, they will give 1 more year. They will give 3 years. They will give 5 years. And before you know, till age 18, the child is with you. Now you're asking that question, what happens after 18? My answer is, you don't even know what will happen with your biological child. You have no control at 18 what he or she is going to do. Hopefully by that time a bond would be formed, affinity is there, and everything will fall in place. Right now, in the present system, this is the simplest, this is the easiest, and the paperwork is not laborious like the adoption, and the whole process can be done in 3 months. Of all the 4 things, this is my favorite. Which one? Foster care. As a matter of fact, once we took 3 girls from our home, there are 5 other girls saying, how come you didn't take us? How come you didn't take us? One of them is sitting right here. I won't tell you her name. She said, how come you haven't taken me into foster care? And then I found out you can do a group foster care also. You can take 7 children into your home. The possibilities are endless. You just have to find out of which district, and it doesn't have to be a particular district. For example, if Korattur comes under Tiruvallur, it doesn't have to be that the Tiruvallur thing. You can go to the Kanjipuram or Poonamali, because there are lots of children in homes that are available. But the child must be, there's a process that they make available, and after that, if everything, it's usually a fully abandoned orphan child whom they will place with, so that there is no complication of the biological parents that will come and claim that baby. Is there anything else you put down? Oh, wonderful. Have I done justice to my thing? Any questions you have, Priya? What question do you have? No? No. Wonderful. Okay, guys. I finished my thing before 3 minutes. What's the next one? Q&A. Wow. How are you going to